Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Elegant Magicks, the Good Society tale of incantations and infatuations in Bexley under Mount Whitebridge. Yes, I had to write that down because it's been a month, y'all. Welcome back. Hi. So lovely to see all my amazing players back again. Hi. If you missed it, the last time we played this game was on New Year's Eve. There was a drinking game involved. It is like top-notch content, friends. Check it out. It's on YouTube, along with all of the other stuff. Amazing games that we do on this channel. You can check all of that out on the YouTubes, as well as our Discord. We're on the Twitters. We're tech savvy and fun and can be found over all sorts of social medias. So please check that out when you make yourself available. This evening, again, playing Good Society. Next up on the GGK docket tomorrow will be our Neon Souls second season, playing Cypher System. Well, some people are playing, some are still learning Cypher System, but that's okay because we switched over in season 2 from a different game, and we're learning, and learning is good. You know, keeps you fresh. It's wonderful. And it's a ton of fun. Valorant's that, so come check that out tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern. Tonight, we shall go around and have our illustrious players introduce themselves. Tell us who you are. Tell us who you're playing. Tell us what they want, their desire, if you will. Let's start with Val.
Hello, everybody. My name is Val, the Crichton's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here all throughout the week doing GGK stuff. Full schedules pinned to my Twitter. Go and do announcements since it said Neon Souls coming down the GGK pipeline. Join our Discord because we've got this cool new thing coming this weekend called GGK Worlds. It's going to be a separate server from our current Discord, but affiliated, and it's going to be a 24-hour role-playing Discord server for you to play all sorts of fun stuff. So come join us for that. More announcements to follow. Tonight, I am playing Layrd Avalon Cross, who is the peerage. I almost said playbook. Their role is the socialite, and their desire is to drive the family that looks down on them to self-destruction and ruin. And yeah, I try to say that as fun as I can every time. That's me.
Yay! Savvy.
Hello, I am Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internet, mostly on Twitter. You can find me here every time this channel is live. I'm also in a couple of other places right now. On Wednesdays for the next 3 weeks, Val and I are playing Monster of the Week on Wednesday nights at twitch.tv/lbhackemup. We had our first game of that last night, and it's great, so go over to her channel and check out the VOD. I play a magical fairy tree lady, and it's fun. And on Mondays, starting this coming week at 7 p.m. Eastern Times, I'll be on twitch.tv/Colonomicon playing A-State, in which I play a political activist in a leather jacket. But tonight, I am playing Jessamine Booker, no title, currently. She is the tutor, specifically to the Cross family, to Avalon's younger sister, Morgan. And her desire is to restore her family name and resume her place in society.
Excellent. RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJ22 on Twitter and Twitch. Coming up on my docket this Saturday, you can catch me back here at GGK for our Apocalypse World. I play a fiery boy who wants to just burn everything. Sunday mornings you can catch me over at the Hype Goblins channel, where I am a cleric, sorcerer, half-elf, whose party barbarian artificer just attuned to an evil sword, and now he's in the shit house. It's alright. Monday, catch me over at the Indoor Adventures channel every Monday as a sweet boy. Calum, a Shatterkai Wizard Cleric, and starting up in February, catch me over at Open for Adventure, where we're playing a desert campaign. I play a Leonin Barbarian, Path of the Beast. It's gonna be great. Today I'm playing Jarvis Hawke, who is the careerist, and their goal is to receive proposals from or make successful proposals to at least 2 eligible houses.
Mwahaha. And last but not least, Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex, OMG It's Some Guy on the Internet. You can find me here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes Saturdays. And tonight I am playing Mr. Bernard Sinclair, who is the foreigner. His desire is to enter into a marriage with someone who truly loves him without revealing his hidden wealth.
Yeah. And I'm Christina Sid. I am your facilitator this evening. You can find me on the Twitters at GreekSid, usually shitposting or talking very seriously about leftist politics. Either way, come catch me there. And yeah, why don't we jump right in then? We're in the middle of our first novel chapter for this cycle of a play. Last time on Elegant Suffering. It's like I planned that musical chair. I didn't. It just worked out really well. A number of things happened. We experienced when magic goes awry of some individuals trying to spy on other individuals and it backfiring and making it a two-way bug where they may have slightly embarrassed themselves, but others told a far-fetched story to get them off their back. It was very entertaining. After the fact, Jessamine and J&J, as we've dubbed them now, Jessamine and Jarvis, went and had a lovely evening catching up in the back room of the tavern, whereas Avalon and Bernard discussed potentially some dealings with a notorious faction in the area known as the Arcanum Populi, and asked about potentially going to a meeting in several days. I think pretty much everyone ended up at some point doing something silly and brought along by imbibing a lot of alcohol, including the players last time. But I believe some fan fiction was written at some point together. Yeah. It was good times. We had some letters sent. The one that's specifically coming to mind is attempting to look into the background of a Ms. Jessamine Booker on the part of the Cross family. Avalon being a little suspicious of the tutor, as well as a coded message sent along from Jarvis about some various animals. We'll see what that means much later on, I'm sure. But we arrived where we are now at a how did we describe it when we brought it out of thin air, Alex? It was speed dating,
Yes.
Regency speed dating, basically.
Yep, basically.
Yeah, put on by the auricular matchmakers. They looked into the future and figured out who would be going to the party dancing with who, so they wrote it on everyone's dance cards ahead of time. And wouldn't you know it, all of you were slated to be in attendance and to be partnered with each other at least once, along with another rousing cast of characters, which I'm sure I will be able to incorporate in some capacity. You're welcome, chat. But we'll get there eventually. I think our last pairings where we left off were Bernard and Jessamine had just finished a lovely conversation and were dancing together. And I think we were going to move on over to Avalon and Jarvis, who had been paired together. you... And again, the lovely magical element of the Regency speed dating is whenever two of these dance cards come into proximity together, a privacy bubble of impenetrability comes in, and no one can hear what you are discussing. So you may have... Allegedly. You may have a private conversation with your dance partner. So... twirling among the other attendants of this lovely Regency speed dating party, Val, what does Avalon take of dancing with a hawk?
I think he's a little conflicted about the situation. Just had a very nice day. Well, is this are we retconning this is before what happened with Jessamine, or are we just saying that this happened after?
We'll say this just happened after.
Okay, good. That'll help me keep my brain in order, because I'm already
Yes.
having a hard enough time remembering what happened last time.
Simplify. Yes, it happened after. It's the second round of dancing.
I think it's a bit stiff, and they just say, Mr. Hawke, we keep meeting in the most interesting ways.
Laird Avalon Cross, always a pleasure.
So, brings you to this event this evening?
I suspect, like most people, personal invitation by the matchmakers, and he'll show them his dance card.
Really? I mean, not to say, again, the rumors and all that, I'm sure you're aware of. I'm surprised they invited you and included you on the list.
Well, as things are fated in their eyes, I guess even reputation is null and void. Though, given my reputation is where it is, I will probably forever be the bridesmaid and never the bride, as it were.
Well, I don't know, from what I hear, you sort of relish that role that you play.
It has its benefits, like my privacy. No one really wants to mix it up with me, as the common say.
A luxury that I am not able to afford, unfortunately.
Well, pardon my forwardness, but if you ever want to have a bit of privacy, I know a couple of spots in town.
Mr. Hawke, how forward of you.
That's why I said excuse my forwardness. Still, it's nice to rub elbows where you can, as they say.
And I suppose that's all you'd want out of this arrangement, some elbow rubbing.
There is a cheeky smile. Now look who's being the forward one.
Well, as much as they assure us, I'm sure somebody's listening to this conversation. If I didn't make at least somebody's ears blush this evening, I wouldn't be doing my job. So, in speaking of strange happenstance and fated meetings, your companionship with Miss Booker the other night was rather unexpected. What is your relationship?
He'll give Avalon a sort of calculating look. Old friends. She doesn't really talk with me anymore. I was surprised to see her.
Can I use a magic is a thing that we can do.
It is.
So Avalon's family is allomancy, or like metal magics is kind of the way I was forming it, and one of the things that they can do is like store and pull memories through like contact with metallic objects. And one of the things that I was kind of thinking might be interesting in this moment is that maybe while Avalon's sort of steering the conversation in a very polite way, she's wearing a lot of like rings and jewelry, maybe attempts to like pull some image of a memory when Jessamine comes to the surface, just to see if there's like something that they can pull from Mr. Hawke, to understand a little bit more of where that's coming from.
Okay. I
Same
am
like-
down for this, being as it will be magic upon Jarvis. RJ,
Yeah.
are you amenable to this?
Token, please.
Token, please. Wonderful. Okay, so we're
Everybody
gonna give a
drink.
token.
Oh, wait.
Okay, dang it. I did say amenable though, so I'm just gonna make it good practice to drink some
Okay.
water. when
So
I
I'm
do that.
paying a token to Mr. So that means it's a successful use of the magic.
Yes, unless
Okay.
one of y'all wants to bargain and give it being taking a token and change it up, but totally up to you. You want it to be successful?
I do. I think that's more interesting in this situation.
Cool.
I'm gonna also ask the question: how does an unintended side effect occur?
Ooh. What do we think?
I think. Okay, so the do you have an idea?
It-
Raising a finger.
Yeah, you pull a little bit more than just the memory of Jessamine.
Ooh. How so? 'Cause you're gonna have to. I guess you'll have to describe what this memory is, because even I.
I don't even
Val,
know what this is.
Yeah.
The cat's being yappy.
No.
You hear a eldritch meow in the back of your mind. What? I think you'd
Who works
actually
at Cthulhu?
you would see Jarvis a few years prior. He is basically a fresh RA, and he is saying something, and you can see that telltale like red locks walking out of the classroom with like a wave of their hand.
Okay.
And
Clearly
then,
at the academy, though.
Yeah, at the
in that
academy.
moment. Okay.
but you also pull a memory of extreme heat, a pair of predatory yellow eyes in the darkness staring down at you.
Okay. So I think there's a moment. So the contact comes from like a brass. Yes.
Does your magic have like a visual element? I want to spend a token for someone to see this.
Ooh. Okay. So I think it is. Yes, there's a visual element to it, but it's the rings and the metals that they pull from for their magics like will get like become tarnished or will like glow or something like that. So I think what happens is this is a pretty like big use of this magic. So the brass ring that Avalon has placed in like the mid of Jarvis's back while they're dancing is channeling the magic through that, so Jarvis won't see it. But the ring itself actually like corrodes away and like turns to dust, almost falling to the ground as Avalon casts the spell.
I feel like we need some more magic-y things for this.
So I
Things
get
are
another
afoot.
token for that if I agree that
Yes.
that somebody saw this.
Yes. So go ahead, give Val a token there, Savvy.
Take it. I don't want.
I don't want
Take
it.
it.
And well, since you are offering the token, who sees?
I mean, I want to say me.
Okay. So
I had another idea, but I think me.
Okay. Totally, your token.
Mecca also gifted a token to someone.
Oh god.
Yes, so it's to Alex.
Okay. Good. Somebody who needs more than one token. Can I negotiate with the who sees it and offer one other thing too?
Please, we don't do this very often. Please negotiate.
Can I say that? So I'm okay with Jessamine having seen it, but I think to balance things out, lead to some more drama potentially. Are there any like? We're saying this is being put on by the auricular matchmakers.
Yes, but it includes pretty much the who's who of the town.
Okay.
Also, we're making this up as we go, so if you want someone there, you tell me.
Yeah, I was debating who else would be there. You know what? Just to bring him in on this, let's just say Bernard sees it. I'd like to just throw a little bit of extra.
Oh well, we're dancing together.
You're dancing together.
Yeah,
That's
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so tokens exchange. So
Yes, take my token.
as this bit of magic happens, our film visual of the two sets of dancers passing each other, both Bernard and Jessamine turn to see, I guess, maybe this, emanating glow coming from Avalon's ring as this bit of magic goes off. You can't hear it again, which is a little unsettling. Like, you just hear each other in your kind of cozy egg of silence. But you definitely see some magic happening as you whirl by each other.
I don't know if we need to play into this now, but I imagine, given their level of friendship, maybe Bernard actually knows kind of what spell that was. It's like, oh, Avalon was wearing, a brass ring on that finger. Brass is used for this kind of magic.
Yeah, because that's how I was. And you've also read the Mistborn series, so the type of metal that is used does correspond to the type. So I don't know exactly, but the metal that is used is the one that associates with like memory retrieval and storage, and like Avalon at home has like a big like glass like statue or brass statuary or something that they will like store memories in to retrieve at later times and stuff. Sort of like a pensive sort of situation, but
I like
so
it.
yeah, I think Bernard would know. Also, as soon as that happens and the yellow eyes, Avalon just kind of like jump or like starts for a second, like in a stuttering in the middle of the dance with Jarvis, and then starts to confuse. Says, sorry about that. Had to chill
Sorry.
for a moment.
Did I just step on your foot?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because there's a little bit of confusion here as to who's leading this dance.
Lead away. Sorry. I'm used to taking charge.
I bet you are. But yeah. Maybe some small talk between the two.
Yeah. That's mostly what Avalon wanted out of this conversation. So we'll continue with small talk. Maybe a little unnerved by what they just saw. But we'll keep that under wraps.
I like it. Do we want to pass back to Jessamine and Bernard and see if there's a reaction to the little bit of magic that we just spewed?
I think there would at least be some kind of facial reaction, but not sure immediately how much, Bernard would be willing to share, so...
Jessamine would wait to see if he made a face.
Yeah, so... definitely, kind of a raised eyebrow and a cock of the head, but then, turns back to Jessamine.
So you saw that?
Yes. Yes, I did. Given that my, aunt runs these events, I'm sort of a habit to keep an eye on what happens in the other pairings, even though, no, it's almost like a taunt that, oh, we can't hear you, so, everyone's actually keeping a closer eye on you. And, yeah, that was rather bold of Avalon to do that, but, not my place to cast dispersions on the Layrd.
Boldness has never been something that frightened our dear Laird Cross. I wonder what they're up to.
perhaps you'll be able to ask either member when you dance with them.
Perhaps. How long have you two known each other?
Oh gosh. I mean, since we were children, I've obviously spent most of my time in America, but there have been, summers and holidays that I've come over here to hang out, and the Sinclairs and the Crosses have had many dealings in the past, and we were of an age, and so it was natural that we spent some time together.
So you know the Baroness?
Yes, I do. Fortunately, that's fortunately double checks the dance cards. Oh, right, we're safe. Fortunately, I've not had to meet with her yet this visit.
So very lucky. She's quite the employer.
Yes, so I've heard, but if, the invitation to help tutor Morgan for a lesson comes, I suppose meeting her can't be avoided.
Indeed. Well, it's been lovely speaking with you, Mr. Sinclair. If I may, before our time runs out, be so bold. Perhaps keep an eye on your friend.
Noted. And it has been a pleasure dancing with you as well, ma'am.
We'll do another pairing switch, shall we? Okay, at this point, who has not danced with each other? J&J, have we danced together yet? We have not, have we?
I don't think so.
Don't think you have. All right, so J&J, you're up next. I'm literally doing that math problem of like, if you have all these pairings of people and you need to bring it down, how many pairings would you have? I hate math. Okay, J&J will be together next. Avalon, you are paired with Lord Manfred von Karma.
Oh boy.
Hold on, let me go slick my hair back.
Also, chat redeemed a water break. Hydrate, please. Thank you. And Bernard. Bernard, you are paired with a absolutely lovely looking young woman with bright blue hair, very elegantly and elaborately braided and coiffed. Her skin is a slightly more muted blue, but is also very well set off by the lovely white dancing dress that she is wearing, sort of making the blue far more pronounced. You have seen this sort of fae folk before. She would appear to be some sort of water sprite or something of that nature that you can be aware of. Probably a member of the Sealy Court. You're not 100% certain. But she walks up and introduces herself. You would be Mr. Sinclair, I presume?
You presume correctly, madam. And that means you must be Check's dance card.
Belladonna. Weiss Belladonna. You're welcome, chat.
So, Belladonna Weiss or Weiss Belladonna?
Her first name is Weiss. Her last name is Belladonna.
Gotcha. Thank you. And that makes you Miss Belladonna. And may I say, what a fitting name.
Thank you. My mother gave it to me.
Well, she chose well.
Shall we?
Of course.
She's very light of foot. But a little quiet. You're not 100% certain what the case and why. She's smiling. She seems to be enjoying herself dancing, but not much of a conversationalist.
Pardon me if this is rude, madam, but it is, more customary where I come from to chat with our dancing partners, and I must say, this is the first event about town that I've seen you at. Is this your first outing this season, or?
You have caught me, Mr. Sinclair. Yes, it's my first time out into Bexley society. I do apologize if I am not the most accommodating of conversationalists.
Don't worry about it too much. Like I said, just a thing I'm used to, but by no means a necessity. Your company is more than enough.
Thank you. I'm more than happy to learn. Please tell me what usually accompanies dancing at these sort of events.
Well, at these sort of events, given the nature of how they're set up, it's usually at least a little bit of a, well, I wonder why they put us together on the card, given...
She laughs a little.
Given that they see into the future or claim to do so. Part of me still isn't convinced that they don't just set up pairings just for some sort of amusement.
Their own, perhaps?
Indeed, and motions over towards Avalon and Manfred, and just that would be quite the power couple, but they must be trying to assert their dominance on each other, and that's a show in and of itself.
She laughs a little at that. You seem to know a great deal about these sorts of things.
Well, it's sort of been thrust upon me. My dear old aunt, Madame Ariana Sinclair, is sort of the head of the oracular matchmakers.
Miss Sinclair's your aunt.
Indeed, but trust me when I say I don't get any sort of special treatment at these things, other than, being at every single event. She's still trying to show me off as her ward for this season.
Well, she's very right to do so, if I may say.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am.
She'll laugh at your Yankee charms. And you have a lovely conversation. Speaking of Lord Von Karma and Laird Cross, how's that combo going? I'm curious myself.
Von Karma has greeted Lord Avalon Cross with a deep bow, with a flourish of their cloak or cape, whatever. It is a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance, Lord Avalon Cross.
Mr. Von Karma, it's a pleasure meeting you as well.
I believe the last time I saw you was... I believe you're coming of age. I know that we didn't get the chance to talk then, and... well...
No, I believe I remember my mother scolding you for one matter or another. What was it? Ah, that's right. There was some silverware that had gone missing. I wasn't quite sure. Again, I was very young and very busy at the time.
I believe your mother was misinformed then. As a vampire, I cannot touch silverware.
Right. I always thought that was a myth.
Just like the myth about running water, I do like my baths quite hot.
Well, you'll have to tell me more. We don't get many vampire as it is in court these days.
If you excuse the jest, it might have something to do with your surname being a cross.
Perhaps. My mother always has taken that a little literally, bearing the burdens of the town and all that.
Might I get you a drink, Laird?
Oh yes, please. Suppose wine will do.
Von Karma will get a red for both himself and the Laird. Extend a hand. Not that it is any of my concern, but the burden of the parents should not be extended down to the children, honestly.
I couldn't agree with you more. However, it seems that it is often the child's duty to make do with the burdens that have been thrust upon them, as parents are so careless of where they discard their trash.
That is the problem with the older generations. There is just that much muck to clean up. And trust
Don't
me, I
mind.
have seen a lot of muck.
If you don't mind me asking, if it's not rude, how old are you, Mr. Von Karma?
I was in my 30s at the turn of the century, so that would make me 130 exactly.
And what say you to the recent developments, especially those coming in from the West, industrialization, and some of the principles of magic as they've been disputed?
Well, all things considered, I spent a good majority of that time lamenting my change and then coming to terms with it and then coming out here to meet everyone. But it's hard to say if this industrialization is good or bad. The only thing we can really do is sit back and watch.
Fair point. Though, you couldn't fault one for wanting to play a more active role in the whole endeavor. We, mortals, live such short lives as it is. It's sort of natural for us to want to leave our marks on the world, better or worse.
To leave your mark on the world, to do something in these trying times, you have to watch yourself. Either you leave your mark or a scar. Either way, the future generations will have to deal with it.
Sometimes a scar is what's needed, unfortunately.
Dangerous words. Still, I admire a youth with some... What's the right word? Ambition.
Well, I have to say, I'm happy that we had this opportunity to dance. You aren't nearly as, how did my mother put it, precocious as she had led me to believe.
I prefer the term capricious.
And that's all the interesting dialogue that I have in me.
I enjoyed it quite thoroughly. J&J! This is like a gimme for y'all. You get to dance together. How's it going?
Well, I would think. I don't know how you do it, Jessamine. These functions stress me all the types of hell out.
Well, to be perfectly frank, it's been a while since I've had to attend one.
Yes, and you're doing absolutely fine, and you're the one wearing the corset.
Oh, yes. Would you like to try one?
Would you believe me if I said I have?
Yes.
Well, I have. It's not fun. It hurts a lot. I don't know. Do you need to breathe? And he's gonna like raise a finger up to her nose to check for breath.
Oh, you didn't know I'm a vampire?
You too?
We're everywhere.
I swear. There goes the neighborhood.
Oh my. Well, for what it's worth, I think you're doing fine. Or you look like you are.
The best part about being a hawk... Oh, a connection? Come on, hello? Am I still good?
Hello?
Yeah, we
I
see you.
can still hear. Yeah.
Okay. The best part about being a hawk is you get a lot of training on acting fine.
Well, I think a lot of us find our upbringing that way. Regardless of our standing.
You look like you could use a drink as well.
You know? Yes.
The wine here might not be strong enough. If you want, we can go back to my lab. I have a nice bottle of absinthe that I've been brewing up. Bernard seemed to like it.
Interesting. You'll have to tell me more about those escapades. I don't know much of Mr. Sinclair.
He's a good lad, I can tell. He's taking our little story that we cooked up in the tavern and making a penny dreadful about it.
That's wonderful.
In his words, it's gonna be a real bodice ripper.
Ah, a nice boy indeed.
Listen, even nice people have their hobbies that society frowns upon.
Mm-hmm. That's what
Stamp-
most men say to me.
Hey, who stamp collects? Really? Is that an enjoyable hobby?
Collecting can be fun.
But stamps, though? Postage. Honestly.
Well, not all of us can have a secret lab where we store our absinthe.
It's really not that hard.
I'm interested in Mr. Sinclair's friendship with our Laird Cross. Apparently, they've known each other since they were quite young.
Really?
So he tells me.
That's...
Not a pairing you'd pictured.
No, not at all. Could you imagine tiny Laird Cross being quite cross with a tiny Bernard Sinclair?
I can imagine Laird Cross being cross about just about anything.
You stole my last tea cake!
Don't you know I'm meant to be Laird of this estate?
Oh, no.
Do you know who I am?
No, I reckon I don't know who you are.
It's really good to see you again.
It really is. Don't go disappearing on me again.
Well, I make no promises. But I'm safe for now.
Listen, I'm supposed to be the one who goes skulking off in the night, never to be heard again. Don't take my thing.
Maybe I took it because you're not as good at it as you think you are.
Oh, miss, I think those are words for a duel. You mock my honor.
I simply speak the truth. Sir.
He's gonna shake his head and dip her. Suddenly. Yeah.
Maybe one day we will have a proper duel. When I'm not wearing a corset.
I would much rather not.
Oh?
Yes. I know what you can do, and I think you can tear me apart.
I could tear you apart with one of the bones in this corset.
Probably.
Let's have a drink.
Let's have a drink.
Wine, no. I've agreed to return to the manor with Layrd Cross.
A quick one then.
Well, they seem a bit busy. Absinthe another night.
They will walk off the dance floor.
Excellent.
We have a chat redemption
Ooh.
for a mini monologue.
For whomst?
Avalon,
Ooh.
please
Thank
take
you,
the
chat.
stage. From
Can I combine-
your best friend, G Master X96.
Can I combine a minion monologue with a very, very short scene to like set it up?
Yeah?
There was just a very short aside that I wanted to have with is Professor Camilla Wilmore at
She,
this
in
event?
fact, is. She
Okay.
doesn't appear to be participating in the dancing, but she is here. Yeah, she seems to be sitting off to the side. It looks like a couple of the auricular matchmakers, and they just seem to be having a drink and lovely conversation.
She so I want to understand, she is like one of the heads of the council that leads
She's the
she's
head
faction
of the
leader.
college, yes.
The
And
college,
so she also happens to be the head of the College of Wizardry, so the faction itself.
Okay. Avalon would, after the dance with Lord or Mr. Von Karma, would get a drink, casually make their way over to like pull her aside and says, Professor Wilmore,
Laird Cross.
I
don't believe
believe-
I'm on your dance card for this evening, but it is very kind of you to come say hello.
Not for this evening, unfortunately. No, I'm not sure how much longer I'll be staying. I believe I've ticked off most of my dance card. I had a bit of business that I wish to discuss with my duties and responsibilities. One day inheriting the the position of my mother on the council. I was hoping to pay a visit to the college later this week. Discuss some opportunities and some business with you directly. Would you be amenable to that?
You're welcome to come by the college at any time, of course. Were you hoping for me to give you the tour that you're speaking of?
Oh, no. Not. I wouldn't trouble you like that.
There's no trouble at all. I just have a busy teaching schedule, and we'll just have to abide by it to the letter. However, once free.
Well, if you are available, that would be most lovely. But if not, one of your clerks would do. I
shall
just
see
have
to it.
some ideas.
Sort of gives a side eye to some of the auricular matchmakers that are off the side. They quickly look away as if they weren't listening. They totally were. Looks back to you. This is all satisfactory, yes. I
Thank you.
will make arrangements, and I shall make time in my schedule.
Wonderful. I'll leave you to it then. Thank you so much for your time, Professor.
You're very welcome. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope it was fruitful for you.
I believe so. Gives a nod of their head and turns back, and as their mini monologue, just thinks, maybe I have something here. I'm being paranoid, but that was definitely Jessamine. She She and Jarvis are connected through the college. If she attended the college, she's not who she says she is. Even more reason that my mother might know her. I can't let down my guard just yet. Need to find out what this is about. That's it.
Well done. Thank you, chat, for the mini monologue redemption. I mean, I can do more pairings. I think the only one that we had left was Bernard and Jarvis of the main characters.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
I've danced with everyone at this point.
Okay.
It kind of showed up,
So-
RJ.
What's that?
Showed a post-it note on camera.
I wrote "oops" on a post-it note, and I'm just gonna leave it here.
Stop it. All right, so then yeah, Bernard, Jarvis, last on the cards. Why not? And let's see. Oh look. Jessamine, you look around, and coming up to you, you see a strapping, still young gentleman, but probably a little bit older, late 20s to early 30s, very smartly dressed, and looks like they are a little high up, perhaps in the military. They are wearing their military uniform, and they walk up to you, they bow low, and they offer to take your hand.
Of course. Pleasure to
You
make your
are-
acquaintance.
You're Miss Booker, I presume.
Yes.
Pleasure. I am the Duke Jimothy Northshire. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yours
You give
as
me-
well, Your Honor.
You give me a dance, and I'm just gonna make up characters, y'all. Here we go. You're welcome, chat. You're welcome. That's 2. Bam! Sorry. Continue.
So, are you enjoying the night so far?
It has been pleasant. Yourself.
Yes, very much so.
Do you attend these sort of events often?
No, my lord, unfortunately not.
Are you newly out in society?
No, I'm simply not titled.
Oh. Interesting. Well, the matchmakers have their ways. My understanding is that they fill out these dance cards far in advance, so perhaps you are not titled yet, Miss Booker.
Well, that would certainly be a lovely thought.
Yes, quite.
I always assume I am where I am for a reason.
Yes, the matchmakers would like us all to think so, I think.
Even if the reason is they for some reason invited me to their fancy party.
Quite so. It does bring into question the ideas of, well, free will. My name was on these cards, but what if I had not attended this evening? Would they have disappeared? Or perhaps would I have gamed their system, as it were?
That would be quite a powerful trick indeed.
Hmm.
It's hard to say.
Future telling and divining's not one of my particularly favourite schools of magic.
It's not mine either. I find it causes me some anxiety.
Quite right, quite right. could go on philosophizing for days.
I'm sure.
Seem like a good use of my time.
Well, hopefully you at least find this a good use of your time.
Indeed. Dance.
This will be very pleasant.
He as well. Avalon. Oh god, okay. You walk up to a very strapping young man, well over 6 feet tall, like probably closer to rounding 7. Massive shoulders, sort of dressed very formally for the occasion, but almost just seems to be like breaking out of them for the, massive shoulders upon this person. They do a formal bow and offer a massive paw of a hand.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
They call me Hailstrom. Tact Hailstrom. And you're welcome, chat. Fuck you. I'm kidding, I love all of you.
I know him.
Oh my god, I know him!
Mr. Hailstrom, yes, by all means, lead the way.
And he does.
Yes, he does.
There is no question who's leading.
He can lead me anywhere.
Heyo.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Indeed. He again, and not in like a forceful way. He just is a very strong individual.
There was a half second where I thought you were about to put Hector in this game, and I would not have forgiven you for that.
Oh no! Well, now I'm gonna have to. Anyway,
Hector's just a planeswalker at this point in all the games he's been in.
yes.
I don't have a lot of conversation that probably goes on here. It's probably just a lot of just drooling.
He will ask you a lot of very obvious sort of questions, like about where you live, what's it like to live in that, massive estate that you live in. What's it like having a mother like your mother? He apparently ran into her at some point in town, and it was a very a interaction that he will never soon forget.
You met my mother.
Oh
You
yes.
poor man.
I don't like to speak ill of the gentry, of course. It was definitely
Oh, please, no one can hear us. You're
Oh,
free
right.
to speak your mind.
Your mother is a lot to handle.
Right. In what way exactly?
Well, you have to remember, unless people come up to my height, I have to be looking down a great deal. You don't understand.
Ooh,
Your
yes.
mother is not the tallest of individuals either, and
No.
my back, in fact, was turned at the time, if I do recall. Well, she ran into me, quite literally, and, I didn't even notice until she started yelling quite loudly.
She does have a habit of expecting everyone to just move out of her way.
I
like they
would
have
have
eyes in the
gladly
backs of their
obliged her. I
heads.
just didn't see her at the time.
Well, trust me, I'm sure she saw you, and I'm sure she did so out of spite. I'm sure she gave you an earful for it, didn't she?
It doesn't even begin to cover what occurred on that day.
Oh.
I have never feared for my life more than at that moment.
I am sorry. She is a terrifying presence. Believe me, growing up in the same house as her, I know more than anyone.
I believe that.
But I apologies. Are you from initially around here?
No, I'm in fact coming to visit some kin of mine in the area.
Oh. Any names that I would recognize?
Sure. What's the name of the nearby ambassador to the Sealy Court? Let's make it up, shall we? Oh, look! I have a name here.
Perfect.
Her name is Mrs. Oberon Knox. Bam.
They've got 3 NPC names within like 10 minutes of each other.
Damn,
I'm
four.
Those are all
I'm sorry,
in
their
chat.
name is Oberon Knox?
Oberon Knox. Mrs.
Like-
Oberon Knox.
Named after, like, the king of the fairies.
I didn't do it. Talk to chat.
Okay. Okay, chat. I see.
All of them. That was all chat. You're welcome, chat. Thank you.
Oh. Are you perhaps traveling to court there?
Oh, well, if Auntie Knox has anything to say about it, I assume I will.
Auntie Knox. Oh. Well, I do hope that the rest of your stay here is more pleasant than your encounter with my mother, which is a low bar to set as far as pleasantness is concerned.
Well, will you be attending anything at the Sealy Court anytime soon?
Trying to think of what Mom's opinion is on the Fae folk.
They pretty much incorporate into society. Think of it as like,
Yeah.
like
Are they? I guess my question is, the fairy kind. Are they more like, like advanced, like change stuff like that, or are they more like set in their ways alongside where the college is and stuff currently?
I would say they're pretty set in their ways as well, but similarly to society here, sort of the
kind
younger
of mirrors the
generations
same.
are trying to, liven things up
Gotcha.
and change things up a little bit.
Then I think your response would be, yeah, it's been some time since I've made a visit, but I should go soon. There's some people there I haven't visited in a while.
They are doing their opening season celebrations, to my knowledge, in the next week or so.
Oh, well, perhaps I'll attend.
It would be quite lovely to see at least somewhat familiar faces, even if the familiarity is only from an evening.
Of course. You say your aunt is would she be
Mrs. Knox, yes.
Mrs. Knox? You say your aunt is Mrs. Knox. I'm familiar with her estate. Perhaps I will. Would you like to ride to the event together? I could have a carriage brought.
Well, that's very kind of you. I would be delighted.
Perhaps I can find a few more to accompany us, make an event of the evening.
That would be wonderful. I'm sure if they are on friendly terms with someone such as you, my lad, then they would be wonderful to accompany on such an occasion.
You have high esteem of my companions, but high opinions of my companions. I do hope that they can live up to it. But it has been a pleasure speaking and dancing with you, Mr. Hailstrom.
You as well. Jarvis.
What a nice man.
Isn't he nice? He's nice. His first name is literally Tact. I mean, come on. I
don't know if I'm
going to
marry him, but I am going to jump him before the end of this.
Take me with you.
You don't even know what kind of fae he is. Hell.
I was
Don't care.
so it's not something where like we're not talking like Skyrim fantasy, like, oh, he's clearly a wood elf or something, or like he's giant folk or something like that.
Not
Like,
necessarily. I mean,
it's just sort of like ambiguous, like human shapes.
yeah,
like
and
people of all
again,
shapes
some
and
of the
sizes.
fae, like Ms. Belladonna, pretty obvious that they have like fae blood. The only extraordinary thing about Mr. Hailstrom is he is ridiculously large, and quite handsome. A little on the hairier side. Yeah, a lot of hair.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Giant or werewolf?
Porque no
Why not
sos?
Oh,
Why not both? Werewolf,
literally
giant.
all of us.
Werewolf giant.
Werewolf giant? Giant werewolf!
Ooh.
A giant got bit by a werewolf and became a giant werewolf.
It's too early for this.
Werewolf got bit by a giant and then spat back out.
That's a different section of the website.
But only becomes a giant on the full moon. Oh man. Can zombies bite vampires? Can vampires bite zombies? We're not. No, I can't right now. So we'll end it out with Jarvis and Bernard being paired together.
Wanted to ditch this shindig and get drunk at the tavern?
Oh, you know I do, but my aunt would have my hide if I left the event early, so I would greatly appreciate it if you would suffer it out with me. Once it is concluded, then yes, away to the tavern and we'll drink to make up for this evening, but
Honey, I want to get shit-faced now.
I mean, I might be able to find a way to spike the available drinks, but
Pulls out flask. Huh?
give me just a second, and is gonna. I don't know if this is gonna be token worthy magic, but is basically gonna cast some kind of amplifying spell on it to make it more potent.
You trading up to ethanol, baby.
When did this turn into a high school prom?
Have you met us?
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, we'll facilitate Jarvis getting a head start on the drinking. Bernie knows he has to maintain at least some composure, or his aunt will be very upset with him. But well, I hope this hasn't been too awkward for you. I did notice the way that the twins and Laird Cross acted in your company.
Oh, you know how it is. Family's notoriety getting ahead of me in every social circle I've ever entered. Of course it isn't awkward. It's awkward as all hell, Bernard.
I hope at least some part of the evening helped make up for it.
I mean... I guess you and Jess, really. That's about it.
Oh, I'll take being half of what salvaged the evening.
And, oh, is there quite an evening to be had? How many more hours are left in these functions?
Oh, not too many. I mean, we are last on each other's dance cards, and soon enough we'll be able to beg our excuses and leave.
Good. So, what are you into? Waltz, tango, foxtrot, square dancing?
Oh, I think we would bump into too many people square dancing, but no, I think I've done quite a bit of leading tonight. Why don't you take a spin, and Bernard will settle into the following role.
They'll dance.
Which dance?
The witch dance, obviously.
Oh, the witch
Monster mash.
dance. They did the mesh. They did the monster mash. Perfect. Excellent. Any other shenanigans. That's the end of the dance cards. So they do allow for some mingling afterwards. You know, the whole like, if it's reciprocated, you know, you get the digits. But in this case, if it's reciprocated, you know, get a calling card. So
As a joke, Bernard and Jessamine get one from Jarvis. And he's also going to shoot a shot with a Laird Cross.
Mr.
I
Hawke, you know
have to
one day I'm
imagine-
going to start taking you seriously.
I have to imagine that as Laird, Avalon gets a lot of those and has to really sift through them.
pretty
Actually-
much everyone who danced with you, and some that didn't, being that you are a Laird.
I didn't even know
Jarvis
they
would
were here.
have Jarvis would have slipped his into your breast pocket. A little more personal instead of handing it to you.
See, I was going to say that Bernard slipped his into another pocket, but also left a note about, check your ring finger, the one that the brass ring was on.
How do these keep getting in my pockets?
All right, if someone pulls it out of an ear, you have to at least pay a token. All right, I'm gonna let those slide though. All right.
I don't give you one.
Ooh.
Oh, no, wait. Walk up. Wait, no, I'll say this to your face. Hold on. I don't suppose I'll be giving you a card then.
Things may grow uncomfortable around the manor should we become involved in that way.
Oh. I just meant because you know where I live. Your Honor.
Well played, Miss Booker. Avalon doesn't leave anybody a card. They all
Mr.
know where they
Hailstrom
live.
does leave you a card, and in fact, gives you more information about the opening events for the Sealy Court. Doesn't need to explain to you that it is the Sealy Court, so it is the equivalent of you guys going to court with the monarch. So it's
Yes.
a big deal. Which he stresses to you pretty adamantly. But again, anyone that you would bring along being associated with a laird, he's assured that they would be top-notch company.
Bernie also gives his card to everyone he danced with.
Ms. Belladonna giggles beautifully and curtsies, but doesn't say much else. You're gathering she's a little shy. Jessamine, the Duke, leaves this card.
The Duke.
Duke Jimothy Northshire. Duke Northshire.
Duke
Thank you
Jimothy.
very much, Duke Northshire. I suppose it's only fair, since I've told you where I'm staying.
Indeed. I do feel that these sorts of situations, conversation matters, and haven't had a pleasant one like that in a while. Please, let me know when you are available.
Of course.
Von Karma is going to leave a card both with Jessamine and Avalon.
I'm gonna have to make a list.
But there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
conversation. It is like the tuxedo mask disappear into the night.
My work is done, but you just handed me a card.
My work is done.
I don't imagine this is right as like Avalon and Jessamine are talking and just walks up, hands them both a card, and then just
Fox.
Like the candles kind of dim slightly and darken, and then he's gone as they come back up. You're muted, Val.
An odd man.
Indeed.
Well, whenever you wish to depart, Miss Booker, the carriage is outside. I will escort you if you wish.
Well, we had agreed to leave together. I imagine I should be getting back to check on your sister.
If you don't mind, I would like to say my farewells to Mr. Sinclair. I believe I've mentioned our childhood friends and all that.
Yes.
If you don't mind, one moment.
Of course.
It does approach Bernard and says, if one more person slips a card into my pocket, I'm going to have them strung up by my mother's tower.
Oh, then reaches on around behind the neck and under the fold of the collar. Should probably just hand you mine then.
Oh, damn it, Bernie.
Yeah, I thought it would be not cute, but and does kind of lean in. Did notice the ring. Gonna want to ask you about that later, but
Yes. I suppose that might have been a little brash of me.
a little brass, you might say as well. And Miss Booker also noticed, though she doesn't know what it means. I can guess, but
Yes, I wanted to do some investigating on Mr. Hawke's relationship with Miss Booker. You know, for Morgan's safety.
Sir Hawke and I have plans to hit the tavern after this. I don't know if maybe you two want to, well, either you or if you can convince Miss Booker to come along as well, and we can make an evening of it. But if not, understand, and we'll figure out when we can meet next.
I'm conflicted because she seems like a perfectly nice young woman, but I just can't shake the feeling that she's hiding something.
Aren't we all hiding things from the people around us?
Yes, but I have other interests in mind that she could be immediately detrimental to, should what she be hiding be what I suspect.
Well, I feel like this is something that originated with y'all over here, but don't they say keep your enemies close? Or your friends close, enemies closer. Sorry, I had a little bit of the fortified wine that I helped Jarvis make.
I should probably be nicer to Mr. Hawke. I fear that I may have gotten off on the wrong foot with him on our last two encounters. How about this? Miss Booker and I were going to be riding back to the estate together by carriage. I will ask her what she prefers, and should she wish to return to the manor, I know not what Morgan's tutoring schedule is for tomorrow, but if she would like to join, then we will meet you at the tavern.
All right, sounds good. I'll just, takes another piece of paper and just quickly scribbles, takes his wand out of the holster, quickly scribbles. Basically, this is going to be like a message spell or something, just like, yes, you're coming, no, we won't be coming. So it's just let me know, and hope to see you there. But otherwise, have a good evening, Laird.
You too, Mr. Sinclair. Shakes their head, knowing how much they hate being called Laird, and heads back to Jessamine.
On your way, before you make it to Jessamine, someone in livery, looks like they may have been attending to the party, sort of walks up to you rather quickly and says, "My lad, if I may have a word."
Oh. Yes.
I've been sent by Miss Ayres? You will recognize Miss Ayres as one of the clocks from the college. The one, more specifically, that you had asked to look into Ms. Booker's family, past, get an idea about her. Yes, Miss Ayres had a communication for you. Mainly, well, here, she'll hand you a parchment. She said, well, she asked if it was a joke, my lad.
Perhaps it might be. May I see the information?
Yes, of course. Hands you the piece of paper. And pretty much confirms for you, they were not able to find a Jessamine Booker anywhere in the nearby area except for recently.
I do believe someone is maybe playing a bit of a joke on me, so apologies for the work that you put into this for no result.
Not at all, my lad. Were you hoping that they would go further into this investigation, or?
No further.
My lad.
Thank you.
I'll skip off.
Puts a smile back on, returns back to Jessamine. Are you ready to depart?
Yes, it seems everything's winding down.
Yes. So, back to the manor then.
Yes, that was the plan, I presumed.
Yes. I do believe I've grown quite tired from this evening.
I imagine so.
Please, I'll lead.
Yes, Your Honor.
Both head back outside. Have we decided that we are going to take the same carriage back to the estate, or did we get the two separate carriages, or?
We'll take the. Avalon did say that they would ride the same carriage back, so we'll ride back together. Avalon tries their best to maintain that sort of like demeanor they had during their conversation, but is clearly thrown off by the information that they just got.
If I
sense a lot of it pensively looking out the window.
If I may, Layrd, are you
Yes.
feeling all right? You look a bit, what would my mother say? Green around the gills.
No. Perhaps. Too much wine, not enough substance.
Fair enough. When we return, I can have a feelie and make you some food.
No need. I should retire for the evening. Find myself growing a bit lightheaded. Your mother, is she fond of such things? Colloquialisms?
Oh, she had the odd saying here and there. She's a very clever woman.
Seems you hold her in high regard.
Yes, I do. I have great respect for my parents.
Oh, that is one thing we don't have in common.
I'm starting to get that impression from you.
Right.
You struggle with your mother, the Baroness.
Very much so, but that's no secret. She's a vile woman.
Forgive me if I am careful with my words about her. She does control my livelihood, Your Honor.
I would not wish to put you in a compromising situation.
But I understand.
Forgive me for being too forward.
Not at all.
Well, perhaps we can speak more on the subject of your parents another time. I'm sure they're lovely people. Are they still around?
No, unfortunately.
Shame. Seems that's always the case with the good ones.
Well, luckily I have my cousin, so all is not lost.
Yes. Heidi, right?
Yes.
Right. Sorry, lightheaded, as I said.
I have to play a monologue token. God damn it, Val. Avalon. What is going on in their brain? I must know.
God, such a cheap way to find out my brooding stuff. I can't do anything cryptic in this game without people
Nope.
monologue this and monologue that. Okay. Yeah. I think it's just damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I knew it. I knew it. I should have trusted my gut. She's hiding something. But to what end? This seems too obvious. Even for my mother. Perhaps she thinks so little of me now. She can hire someone from the city or the college, give them a flimsy alibi and try to supplant them in my life. I need to find out more. Morrigan is in danger. If Jessamine, Miss Booker, is what I fear, then every moment that Morgan spends with her threatens to danger the relationship between us and divide us even further. For what needs to be done, I can't lose Morgan too. I think that's it.
Well done. Monologue complete for the cycle.
Can I spend a monologue token?
Yeah. Who would you
I
like to
spend it on
spend
Jessamine.
Yeah,
So-
I think
that's
that's
someone
an
else's
appropriate,
monologue.
spending of monologue token. Yeah. What is Jessamine thinking? God, y'all are gonna break into song. This is like a fucking movie music.
Right.
I
and
know.
love it.
I know.
Just sitting opposite each other in the carriage, not looking at each other, glancing, not looking. Can't wait.
Laird Avalon Cross. What's happened in the last hour or so that's changed your attitude towards me so drastically? Again. I deemed you very simple when we first met. Perhaps that was a mistake. Bit of a snake in the grass, then. Jessamine, you have to be more careful. This is dangerous. Got to find a way to cover the trail. Or find what I'm looking for and get out of this job.
Monologue complete. I think this is a fine time as our two brooding people heading back to the Cross Estate, opposite each other in their carriage. Not speaking, but definitely brooding. Lots of brooding going on. Why don't we take our break? Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, everybody. We will do a quick bio break, refresh drinks, refresh other drinks, and we will be back shortly. See you soon. And welcome back, Internet. Thank you for sticking around on our break. We have refreshed drinks. I have my water. And I think, unless we had some more shenanigans for the evening.
Oh, it's just a smash cut to Jarvis and Bernard at the bar. Jarvis has a lute in his hands, and he is just dancing around playing it, singing an extremely bawdy song about a fishmonger's daughter.
Yes.
Bernard is probably kind of a sorcerer's apprentice, just like illusions and maybe like an errant bar stool or two, and just like conducting and making them dance around to the song.
Perfection.
Can I spend a token?
Yes, please.
I just want to spend a token to have asked Heidi to keep tabs on Bernard. If he comes in again.
Sure. Yeah, I guess that would be... Okay, you'll give Heidi a token. I'm all about this. Heidi accepts.
Here, NPC I made.
Take a token. Heidi would love a token. I shall give it to her now.
Just for her to keep an eye. In case he comes in again.
Anything in particular?
Well, between you and me, he's quite dear friends, it seems, with our wonderful Laird Cross. Childhood friends, even.
I did pick up on that. Remember, do need to stop by and see me soon when we're more guaranteed of a more private audience.
Indeed. I miss you.
Same, my dear. Go on. Play your part.
Always.
So we did our flashback, and we flashed back to the present of body songs and Fantasia in real life. And Heidi claps along with the rest, but definitely keeps an eye on Mr. Sinclair. Anything else for the evening?
A very stiff goodbye, formal goodbye from Avalon as she heads up to her room, bidding goodnight to Miss Booker.
Good night, Your Honor.
Good night, Miss Booker. Good night, Miss Booker.
Try to check in on Morgan, make sure she's asleep.
Well, that's awkward because we're definitely walking to the same place if you're also doing that.
You knew I was gonna do it because I said I was. So
Oh my gosh. Okay, I will spend a token.
I said out loud, I have to go home and check on your sister.
I love it. So okay, you both you enter, you say goodbye, you both go in different directions, do your thing, get ready to go to bed, and then you coming from opposite directions, you both end up right outside Morgan's.
I imagine in the foyer of the Cross Manor there is the 2 set of staircases that lead up.
Yeah.
They each take a separate staircase to the top.
Yes. But then you end up in exactly the same spot and don't you're both thinking about the night. I will spend a token.
This is a
if you are
metaphor
both.
for our entire relationship.
Yes. Yes.
In game or out of game?
Both. No, in game.
I will spend a token. I'll spend a token to make this happen. One of my
Sure.
special
You can have it.
facilitator
I don't want it.
tokens.
Can I? This is more uncomfortable for me than it is for you. I'll take the.
You can have it.
Take it.
Apologies.
I'll check on her.
Of course. Oh, check the candle next to her bed.
Yes.
She's taking a lighting
Make
in
sure
the
she's-
middle of the night and reading.
I've warned her that she might set the house on fire.
Good night, Minette.
Good night. Does quietly go into the room. Feels the if the candle's out, feels the wick to see if it's just been blown out.
I think as Morgan, there's definitely you start to open the door and there's a flurry of movement as the covers go and the candle goes out and she flops over and pretends to be in a
Overly
deep sleep.
exaggerated,
Avalon moves over the side of the bed. It's a shame she's asleep. I'll have to give her this present tomorrow.
Valley, you know I love presents.
You're terrible at faking it, dear sister.
If you would teach me to be better.
Not on your life. I do the lying so you don't have to.
Well,
But
I
here,
wish you wouldn't have to lie.
Sits down on the edge of the bed with her, kind of ignoring the comment, saying, I did, however, get you something from the party. And pulls out, I'm imagining there was and I'll spend a token if I need to, but it's a party. There's probably a fancy fish pond or something there or something, and there's a stone in the pond that was a bright red color, and at some point during the evening, Avalon sleight of handed it out of the water or something and wrapped it in a small handkerchief or napkin, and so it says, yeah, and opens it up. Says, I saw this and I thought you might want to add it to your collection.
Oh, Valley, it's so lovely. Oh, I really do appreciate it. I just also wish, kind of looking at the candle, that you would start teaching me some of the magic. Then I wouldn't have to light the candle. I could just make it glow, and I could start keeping metal treasures.
Yes. We should start on that soon. Yeah. How about this? And Avalon takes one of their rings from their off of their little finger and hands it to her. It says, wear this until I tell you otherwise. How about that? I won't explain everything now because it's very late, but this will help if you get used to having the metal on you. Helps you become more in tune with it when the time comes. But wear this every day.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Hands it to her. It's a small, like a pewter ring, and there is, I think it's very simple and like nothing she could do with it. I think the pewter is mostly for imbuing like physical strength and stuff in it to like boost like resistance. It's something that they're taught, like, you know, in case they were ever attacked or something, but it's usually the crosses don't have to use that kind of stuff anymore. But what Avalon does do is put, I think I'll spend a token for this if I need to, because it's probably a little more intense magic, is just put like a slight bit of like, I don't know, this would be some sort of like divining, something that if something happened and Morgan was ever like in distress, that Avalon would know, like, immediately.
Okay. It's like a little homing beacon.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
It's a life
pay.
alert. For
Amazing. Yes, you will have to pay a token for your life alert.
okay.
But I would say, yeah. So Morgan would be the target of this magic. So even if it's a benevolent magic. So Alex, do you want to pick a question off
Yes.
of the table?
Let me find said table. So, I think for this one, what does the magic demand from you, or what does it make you promise?
This is probably a little more attenuated, but Avalon is giving over a ring that they had some of their own like essence stored into and had built up in case of emergencies. Avalon is especially like vulnerable after having given this to Morgan, like physically. If anything were to happen, Avalon would be in a pretty bad position. But just assuming, because they've never been attacked, that they won't ever be. Do with that what you will.
So they've literally given their protection to Morgan.
Yeah, essentially.
That's so sweet. Ooh, okay.
I might have missed it. Did you say that Avalon tells Morgan it can do that, or it's just like,
No.
nope, this is a training ring, start?
Yeah,
comfortable with
like
it?
essentially, yeah. And she might know about pewter and what like her,
Mhm.
you know, like the meaning of like that metal, but does not tell her about the life alert part of it.
All right.
Not for like trying to deceive her, but it'd be a lot to explain, and it's for her own benefit. That's why Avalon insists like keep this on you, because she knows that Morgan will take this seriously if Avalon tells her like where at all times to help with your training.
Thank you so much, Valley. And I know it's late, but I also really wanted to ask, did you dance with anyone wonderful at the event?
I did, actually. There was a gentleman that is heading toward the Sealy Court, a very tall fellow. I must have been nearly 8 feet.
Just eyes as big as dinner plates.
Perhaps we can go into town together sometime this week, and I can introduce you. He was a very kind gentleman.
Oh, I would so love that.
But you know what's going to help you the most right now with your magics? Sleep.
Fine, if I must. As she stifles a yawn.
Yes, you must. Just give me the book.
But I was just getting to such a good part.
Takes it. And the other one.
Fine.
Takes them and the candle, sets them on the desk, like on the other side of the room. Turns around and says, "Good night, Morgan."
Good night, Valley.
leaves.
Adorable. Last call for shenanigans.
Nightly blood sacrifice, the usual.
Okay, fair. All right then. So, I would say that was a pretty darn good novel chapter. So we can move right along to reputation. Excellent. Here we'll do. Yes, this seems appropriate. Change up our music a little bit. All right. Friends and fiends, why don't we... I'll start from the bottom row. Alex, how did Bernie do this time round?
Well, I guess I should probably get the family background sheet open. So for the foreign...
Yes. Service of duty or morality in a way that compromised your desires, acted in obedience to society's conventions, made a sacrifice or denied your own desires to uphold the values of your place of origin.
Probably acted in obedience to society's conventions, despite considerable hardship in doing so. You know, the comments about, I have to be here, I have to, you know, if I left, my aunt would lose face, and et cetera, et cetera. Even though he just wanted to go drink with his friends.
100%. So, I mean, that's kind of dutiful, but let's find something more jazzy. We'll jazz up dutiful, shall we? Thesaurus! Thesaurus.com, future sponsor of this show. Deferential. Devoted. Faithful. Reverential. Compliant. Docile? Not docile, no. Courteous.
Yeah, I think courteous is a good one.
Ah, awesome.
And that is my third positive.
Hey, all right. So
either an unexpected connection, a famous, wealthy, or aristocratic connection you made abroad arrives in town. Create them as a connection. While this condition is active, you remain their favorite. Or quite indebted. Choose a connection. Until this condition is erased, this connection is in your debt for good deeds you performed while away.
Either way, we have an interesting new party to introduce.
Yep. Well, I guess with the indebted one, I choose an existing
You could choose one
one
of the existing connections, yes.
Yep. Ooh, this could potentially be interesting. I know she's not my connection, but what if for Professor Camilla Wilmore, word gets around of, you know, the idea that Bernie and Jarvis have just been tossing back and forth of, like, what if I came to guest lecture at the university on, you know, the benefits of generalized magic, and she's like, okay, you might actually know what you're talking about with this, you know, because she knows I'm a Sinclair and there is some benefit there. And
I
so
think
it's
we
like,
can work with this. So she's like significantly indebted to you. Okay, so all right, I like this. Let's say that let's up the ante with that a little bit for her to like really be indebted to you.
Mhm.
Let's say that something happened with one of her adjunct professors at the college, and they are now unable to fulfill their duties. So she heard through the grapevine about Bernard offering his services, and you actually get her out of a serious bind. Would that work?
Yep.
That good?
Yeah.
All right, so hey, not bad. You now have the head of the college indebted to you. Look at that. All right. Jarvis, how'd he do?
Positive tag. Acted in the service of duty and morality in a way that compromised your desires. He really wanted to vacate, but he decided to stay the entire length of it, and for Bernard's sake, stuck around till the end.
I'd say so, and especially denied your own desires to show that you're not like the rest of your family.
He
Definitely.
didn't rob anyone this time.
No, and went through and went through the motions of a appropriate societal function. Look at that. Very nice. So
Some hawks fly above the rest.
hey, I like it. What word are we looking for here? Like
Unflappable.
like something about like redeeming yourself, like
But then how would
Right.
you fly?
I'm falling with style.
Let's see. Redeemed, reclaimed, saved, saved, rehabilitated.
Rehabilitated? That could be useful, yeah.
Young man, I have no idea what that word means.
They
Sorry.
try to make me go to rehab.
You like that one?
And he says,
Yeah.
sure, I guess.
Yeah, alright. Cool.
Excellent. All right. How did Jessamine fare?
I like it when we start with Alex because I have more time to argue with myself. I'm gonna call a negative tag
How so?
and say I went back and forth on this a lot, but I'm gonna say acted on desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality, because she has exactly one thing in mind and exactly one thing that she feels like it is her duty to get done, and she let, for all intents and purposes, the enemy take up a lot of her time and sort of put her off her guard. And then did sort of get kind of invested in the whole dancing thing. She was extremely forward about her current situation with the Duke, about like not being titled and stuff. And so I want to go with something like brash.
Okay. I will let you go because honestly, if that's how you're taking it for her, I can definitely see that. But honestly, I think you could argue the other way too, because she got the invite to a big function, danced with a duke,
Mhm.
got his calling card.
I think in the sense of the game, mechanically, it's a negative tag. I don't think she sees it that way. I think that was just, honestly, I think a lot of her personality came through. And then like with some of the conversations that she was having with Avalon was like very forward and like probably more forward than she should have been.
Okay. right.
and is potentially gonna get herself in trouble because of it. So I'm gonna say
Okey-doke.
brash,
Brash it is. All right.
which I love.
Oh, yeah.
Good society
Yeah.
doesn't, though.
Yeah, society's fucking wrong. Anyway, Val, what are you thinking? How did Avalon?
I'm gonna go with it's gonna be a positive tag. I was just trying to decide which one basically made sense. Either acted in obedience to society's conventions despite considerable hardship doing so. I think it's probably more the acted in the service of a duty or morality in a way that compromised her desires.
Mhm.
Because I think what they wanted to more than anything, based on with their ideals and what they want to do, they wanted to confront Jessamine. They wanted to like get to the bottom of this right there, to have it out, and instead maintain a very professional decorum.
Denied your desires to uphold the superiority of your rank as well.
Yeah,
Thus
or that
making
too.
a
Yeah,
scene would not be
I'd like with the three of those. I think it kind of I could have justified it with any of those, but I think that's where it ended up coming out, because could have been an asshole about it, wasn't an asshole about it.
I like it. Oh, what's a break?
That's right. And the word that I was going to use was devoted. And the reason being that they are devoted to the overall cause that they have, with the big picture, taking care of Morgan, getting to their ultimate goal for the sake of giving up that immediate short-term gratification they would have had in that moment.
Okay.
So they're very devoted to their cause.
Cool. Okay.
Which does give me a third
Ooh.
tag.
So you for the socialite. Let's get that.
I can go with either in closest confidence, just choose one connection until this boon is erased. This connection is devoted to you and believes you can do no wrong. Or social capital, when you offer connections, relationship advice, and confidence that appear reasonable, they will follow it. I wasn't sure about the second. So with the second one, it just says connections. Is it have to be my connections or just any connections?
Any of the established connections that we have.
Okay. I'm gonna go based on the narrative. I'm gonna go with the first one.
Okay.
In closest confidence, and I'm gonna choose Morgan.
Okay.
I think this kind of sets into stone exactly what happened in that scene, and where Avalon is with their relationship with their sister. Is that, and Avalon's been building a lot towards this, keeping on making sure Morgan sees them as the best sibling possible for when shit hits the fan.
I like it. Perfect. Excellent.
I think that just solidifies it mechanically, because at least so far that's how I'd been playing Morgan.
Yeah. That's basically what I was thinking. It's just puts that final nail in.
Yeah. All right. And last but not least, reputation for our factions. So, let's see.
+1 for the Mages College.
Yes, I believe so. Let's see. So, our leader acted under Society's conventions for the College of Wizardry for sure. So did Ariana Sinclair. And, okay, official members of factions. Avalon is an official member of the Arcanum, and Jarvis is an official member of the college, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and you both acted under Society's conventions and got positive tags, so I think that's a +1 across the board, actually, for all three factions. They did well tonight. Well, college stays at a 4. They can't go any higher. The matchmakers go up to a 2. Hey. And the Arcanum goes up to a -2. Hey. Moving on up. Not bad, not bad. Gaining a little ground. Excellent. And with that, I think it's time for some rumors and scandal, shall we? Yeah. All right. Okay, give me the dirt, spill the tea. Here we go. As a refresher for those out there, we do have some unspread rumors that are available to be spread throughout town. And they are, the Hawke family is using illegal enchantment magic on Professor Wilmore. Mr. Bernard Sinclair is actually the elusive advocate of the Arcanum Populi. The irregular matchmakers have uncovered the identity of an outlying heir to the Sealy court throne within Bexley. There is another member of the Hawke family wandering around Bexley. There's a coven of witches at the center of Mount Whitebridge that are entreating a creature within. And despite her mild-mannered exterior, Jessamine Booker is trying any means to climb the social ladder in Bexley. So, let's start at the top. So that'd be Val first.
All right. Well, you know me. I'm never going to spread a rumor. Only going to write them. So I am going to say that Mr. Hailstorm. Strum? Storm.
Strum.
Strum. I like storm, but okay.
Okay, then
We
it's
can
Storm.
workshop it.
Hailstorm. Hailstorm.
No, we can keep it. I'm not going to retcon your beautiful name.
It's not mine.
True. The Mr. Hailstorm is secretly a. How big do I want to go with that? No, I don't want to go king, prince, lord. Keep it within the realm of. Is secretly a lord from a far off land.
A lord from a far off land. I love it.
I don't know what seeking to find
To find a partner?
a partner in Bexley.
Bexley. Whoa. Someone just right over me?
No.
Okay. Mr. Hailstrom is secretly... Can someone else write it? Because apparently my counting sheet does not like me right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. Jessamine. Or, well, Savvy is actually. We don't write them. We do not write the rumors as our characters. We write them as ourselves, as players. Savvy, what you got?
I'm going between a couple.
Oh?
Let me... Oh, that's not what I want. No, I got it. Lord Manfred von Karma. Known vampire. Is planning on proposing marriage to one of the Cross children.
Okay.
I was trying to be very scandalous.
God, I hope it's not more again.
I'm sorry, what did you hear in town?
Is it just the two of you?
Yes.
Okay, then Avalon. I didn't know if
Okay.
there were more of you.
No, it's
Is planning
Well, then Avalon. I'm not a creep.
proposing to Avalon Cross. Laird Avalon Cross.
Could be the Baroness. I think we decided that. That
Oh yeah, the
Dad's out
Baron.
of the picture.
Oh,
Huh.
well then just to one of the crosses.
Ooh, okay. To one of the crosses.
This music is incredibly appropriate for what I've just
I
done.
know, it
Isn't
got
it?
so dramatic.
No, I'm not a creep.
I know you're not. Not always.
But I am a weirdo.
In the best ways.
What the hell am I doing here?
Running the
I
stream.
don't belong here.
Thank you.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby.
Iron Maiden, baby.
Known
Speaking of which,
vampire.
But
Everyone can't be okay with that. I know we're like
Oh.
generally okay with monsters.
Yeah.
That man's a vampire. And as much as I love him,
He's a
I'm gonna
vampire
rope
with
him
good
into the
intentions.
drama because he's a vampire.
I would like to point out that in the NPC list, I wrote Lord Manfred von Karma, and I put vampire with a heart of gold. So,
Do love him very much. I'm not prejudiced against vampires.
oh no, absolutely not.
I bet the Baroness
We
probably
here
is.
at GGK, we have no prejudices against any vampires.
Some of us are vampires. Some of my best friends are vampires.
Vampires will never hurt you, Michael Romance. What?
It's your
Archie,
turn.
You're up.
Oh, damn, you took... I wanted to drag Von Karma into this too, but now that that's there... Fuck it, I'll do this to myself. Lord Manfred von Karma, suspected of being the advocate of the Arcanum Populi.
Lord Manfred von Karma is the advocate of the Arcanum Populi.
Sees the means of magical production.
Down with the proletariat.
Magic to the people.
Eat the rich.
Literally.
Literally.
Literally. Drain the rich of their blood.
Desiccate the rich.
Bleh.
Marker drain.
I
the
do not
rich.
sound like bleh.
Alex.
You have offended me and my people for the last time.
So I think for my first one, I'm going to spread a previous one because this will be a fun way to make sure we all get involved in the Sealy shenanigans.
Okay.
Is spreading the oracular matchmakers have uncovered the identity of an outlying heir to the Sealy court throne within Bexley.
Yes. Okay. Spread. And your second.
Your turn, Sid.
Oh, it is my turn. You're right. I get doubles. I was thinking.
Alex
you get
like, fuck
doubles.
no, somebody else go.
Okay. All right, I get doubles. I'm going to say I'm gonna be Val's foil. I'm only gonna spread. I'm going to spread because I'm a gossipy bitch. I like with the Sealy Court thing. I'm gonna say that Mr. Hellstrom is secretly a lord from a far-off land, seeking a partner here in Bexley. And I really like that Lord von Karma is planning to propose to one of the crosses as well. Yes. Bam. Alex, back to you.
All right. Back to me. I want to come up with a new one, but I also keep getting drawn to the previous one of a Coven of Witches at the center of Mount Whitebridge are entreating a creature within. But
Oh, heck yeah.
I do think I want to come up with some more immediate drama for us this time.
And remember, anything before Jessamine trying to climb the social ladder that does not get spread this time around will fade. So just to keep that in mind as well.
So I think a part of me, I'm not sure exactly how to phrase this, but I think I want it to be a bigger rumor deal that that Miss Booker and Laird Cross were seen taking a carriage, were arrived in separate carriages and left together.
Oh no, we also arrived together. Because we had that whole awkward moment.
It's my carriage. No,
Right.
it's my carriage.
Where we
Well,
actually
we're going
have
now.
our carriage. Which may be even more scandalous.
They arrived and left together.
Mm-hmm.
Unsupervised. No chaperone.
Yeah, so I think... Yeah, I do think I want note to be taken of that because of, just the vast disparity in their social standing.
Laird Cross and Ms. Booker were seen both arriving and leaving the matchmakers' ball together.
If you really build this up to a rumor, it could be worded that they've been spending copious amounts of unchaperoned time together.
What do you think?
Make it super dramatic.
Yeah, that's probably going to be more scandalous and we'll just know that it, culminated in them being seen leaving and arriving together, but Laird Cross and Miss Booker have spent an inordinate amount of unchaperoned time together.
Have been spending an inordinate amount of unsupervised time together. Excellent. Jay?
I'm gonna cause more trouble for myself. Jarvis Hawke
I'm in
is
danger!
a member of the secret task force that the college has enacted for hunting down the members of the Arcanum Populi.
Oh my god, okay. So Jarvis Hawke is a member of the secret task force created to take down members of the Arcanum Populi. Yes. Nom 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 drama. Savannah.
I am going to say, hold on. I'm not going to, I'm gonna do a different one. I was gonna spread the Coven of Witches one, but I think it's funnier if I make it about me instead. So I'm gonna create another rumor, even if the Coven of Witches one sort of dies out, that Jessamine Booker is secretly a member of a Coven of Witches that has sort of seeded or infiltrated Bexley. Because that's more fun for me personally.
Oh, absolutely. And last one for Val.
Whisperings around town have led authorities to believe an attack by the Arcanum Populi upon the college is imminent.
The college. Oof, that hits too close to home. Is imminent. Did I spell imminent right? I think I did. Go me. Yes. Okay. So whisperings around town have led authorities to believe that an attack by the Arcanum upon the college is imminent.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. So rest in power. Hawke family using illegal enchantments. And Bernie is the advocate. And Hawke members sneaking around. And the Coven of Witches at the center of Mount Whitebridge. And Jessamine climbing social ladders. Bye. Excellent. Rumors and scandal complete. I think we should have time for some epistolary. Letters. We've got letters. So, I think I should find some less epic music for letters that can tone down a little bit. Okay. Letters. We'll start from the bottom row again. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Alex. What sort of letters are being sent out? Bernie sending a letter? Morgan sending a letter? Who's sending a letter?
Yeah. Ooh. I think I want to do one as Morgan.
Who is our sweet precious girl writing to?
To a Mr. Hailstrom. Gonna be stirring up some shit here.
Where did you get his address, young lady?
Asked some servants to find out in town.
Okay.
But,
Literally her response.
I'm gonna go by the principle of it's more fun if this is successful. So yes, absolutely done.
Mm-hmm. Dear Mr. Hailstrom, you may not know who I am, but my name is Miss Morgan Cross, and I am the youngest sister to Laird Avalon Cross, who I understand you had the pleasure of meeting and dancing with at the recent Oracular Matchmaker's Ball. My sibling told me about you, and I felt so inspired that I dearly hope to meet you soon. Avalon did mention possibly bringing me in town to come and see you, so you may possibly expect us to call upon you sometime in the near future, though I'm not sure exactly when we shall manage to make that visit. But my sibling would be quite cross with me if they knew I was telling you this, but when I asked them about whom they met at the ball, you are the one name that was on their tongue. So do with that as you will. But I heard you were the utmost gentleman, and I hope to make your acquaintance soon. Sincerely, Miss Morgan Cross.
Morgan's gonna surprise all y'all and run off with the matchmakers. I'm just saying.
That little scamp.
Fun. Excellent. RJ, you got a letter for me?
Yeah, Miss Jessamine Booker receives a small parcel from Jarvis Hawke. It's about yay big. And when she opens it, she finds that there are a pair of arm-length gloves And there is a letter that reads, "So I took to heart your complaints about your palms being sweaty. Do not read this out loud. We had been developing a type of cooling mesh that, well, just that, it remains cool year-round. I took the liberty of sewing them into these gloves that I had procured from the general store. They're a Briar, if the branding means anything to you. But I hope you spend your days with unsweated palms. Jay."
RJ over here with the season 1 Easter eggs. I love it. It can only be Brian. Sammy.
Yes, I would like to write a letter to Baroness Guinevere Cross. To my most honorable Baroness and wonderful employer. I realize I have not been with your family long, but I feel I have come across an opportunity that will benefit both me and you and your children. I have recently become acquainted with a Duke Jimothy Northshire, to the point of which he has given me a calling card. I realize I am asking a lot of you, my lady, but if I could invite him to the estate for tea, I believe it would be beneficial to everyone. Least of all myself. I await your kind response. Is Jessamine Booker.
You just wrote a letter to yourself.
I did.
I hope you answer it next time. Val.
Remind me again, what's the name of the attendant who did the research that came to be at the party?
I named her Ms. Ayers.
It's Ayers.
Yes. Ayers.
Okay. Avalon writes a letter to the college, care of Miss Ayers. It says, "I want to thank you again for the incredible research you did for me and your timeliness in getting that information to me as quickly as possible. I am sorry if it was a waste of your time, as it appears I was mistaken in the subject of the the research that I needed. If you could, I will be at the college this coming week. I wish to do some accounting of recent attendees to the institution as a means of tracking alumni and their magical practices in our community. Specifically, I am very curious about those that attended the school around Mr. Jarvis Hawke's class, and those in his acquaintance, as being around the same age, I believe are let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? Our interests might be aligned. As I said, I'll be there later in the week. If you could have some records available for me to peruse, you needn't have narrowed it down further than that. Thank you so much for your time. Laird, Avalon Cross.
I love it. Okay. I shall start with a letter from Mr. Tact Hailstrom in return to a Ms. Morrigan Cross. Dear Your Honor, just throwing the honor in there to be safe. Your letter finds me greatly surprised, but truly humbled and excited. Thank you so much for your kind words. Though they were unexpected, they warmed my heart exceedingly. I am not sure that you are aware that I have invited your sibling along to a very special occasion for the Sealy Court. And it just so happens, I think, that the addition to their party of a lovely and kind individual such as yourself would be most agreeable. Properly supervised and escorted with your sibling, of course. Please let me know at your earliest convenience if you will be a part of said party, and thank you again for your lovely letter. Regards, Mr. Hailstrom. And the second letter is less of a letter and more of a piece of parchment like tacked onto your door, Jessamine. And it simply says, "Where are you? Details. So many parties. Come on." Oh.
You know what? Fair.
Girl code. Details.
She deserves a visitation.
Yeah, that's the second. So back to Val.
Because we've been leading up to this, and I'd like to do this in the next one. I think Avalon sends a letter to. It's not so much a letter, just like a drops a correspondence at like some sort of drop point around town on a mid-afternoon stroll, like I don't know, to a hedge or something. Or sends a magical thing. We've got magic. I forget that sometimes. To the whoever his contact would be with the Arcanum Populi. Just saying. We'll be in attendance this week, +1. Must discuss relations between Booker family and Baroness. AC.
Nice. Savvy.
I put on my new gloves and become even more of a Disney villain than I was before. And remind myself to thank Jarvis later, because functionally these are very well made.
I mean, they're Briar after all.
And I open a letter from the Baroness, because I can't do anything else.
Yes!
It's gotta be me okaying
It's
my own
gonna be
request.
me.
So open a letter from the Baroness Guinevere Cross. Ms. Booker, I was surprised to hear from you regarding something that wasn't my daughter's curriculum. I do appreciate your regular updates. I agree that I think inviting the Duke to the estate would be most beneficial to the family, and I thank you for looking out for my daughter and for me. So, I will open tea room in the balcony to you. This next Sunday, you may write to the Duke at your leisure and tell him you have my approval. Though, expect I will make an appearance, as will Avalon. And Morrigan as well. Though I will do my best to leave you to your business, I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. Baroness Guinevere Cross.
Val's eyes just like went all the way back in their head. That was amazing.
There's nothing like being able to be like, I want something to happen, and then being like, wait, I can make this happen.
I have the power.
I can make you go. I'm your mom!
You never get to play my mom in anything again.
I can't believe you let me do it twice in a row.
You asked her. You told her to be your mom.
I did. I forgot how much I hate it.
Thanks, I hate it.
I'm the meanest.
To be fair, this isn't Mom's fault. This is Jessamine's fault.
It is Jessamine's fault. The total Jessamine power play. Is the Baroness gonna take credit for it? Bet your fucking ass. I'm playing the ultimate combination of characters.
I love it so much.
I want to spout a conflict of interests in Val's defense.
Objection.
Damn it.
Sustained.
They let me.
It is a letter back home to his family, specifically addressed to his father, which I will come up with a name. It is an angry letter. If I was meant to fly solo for this one, explain to me why we have Zachary skulking about in the shadows. I know you hate the long con and want instant gratification, but I'm very close to a breakthrough. Call him back. Or I'll just call this entire deal off. Let me work in peace. Jarvis.
Alex.
Can I do an extra letter, which is just Zachary writing back? The fuck did he say?
I'll allow it. Yes.
Dear brother, fuck you. So I will say, if that's how he writes to his family, then who is the recipient of the cryptic letters if not his family? But that is a question for another time.
He has another parent, baby.
But I think I'm going to take a page out of Savvy's book and write to myself this time. Though I will say Morgan sends like an affirmative back to Mr. Hailstrom, but this is going to be Bernard to Morgan. And just, well, howdy there, Miss Maury. I hope the southern accent came through enough in writing. I know you know that's not my real accent, but I'm sorry I haven't been around to visit yet since I've been back in town. There's been a lot to keep me busy, and well, it can be awkward making social calls at your estate, but I do think I'll be doing more than a social call sometime soon. I had the pleasure of meeting Miss Booker, your tutor, and we got to chatting, and she agreed that it might be beneficial for me to come and give you a lesson of sorts in the aspects of generalized magic, or at least a primer. The basics. Nothing too sacrilegious that would make your dear old mother have a conniption. But I will hopefully be seeing you soon in an officially sanctioned capacity. And even if not, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll find a way to sneak you some presents sometime soon. Now I'm just trying to think whether he's Uncle Bernie, Cousin Bernie, Big Brother Bernie for the alliteration. But signs off, affectionately Bernie.
Yay! I think that's the perfect place to leave it for next time. Yay!
Oh God, it's time already.
I know.
Because we went for 4 hours last time.
Yeah.
I know.
We should just do every time.
I would. 5:30 a.m.
So let's start an hour earlier. Anyway.
We'll talk.
There's nothing stopping me.
I
haven't
mean,
left my
me
house
either.
in months.
Same.
Having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, y'all. Let's do a quick round of stars and wishes, and also please tell us where we can find you on the internet so we can check out all your cool, awesome stuff that you're doing. Val.
Stars and wishes. Okay. Stars goes to Sid for throwing in that wrench right in the middle of Avalon going from maybe I'm being paranoid, maybe I can trust them, maybe I'll go out to drinks, and then bam, hits him with the wrench right there. It's well, now I'm a paranoid bitch, and
And
now
you
I'm
know
not going
what?
to do anything with anyone.
You handed me that wrench last time.
I know, I did.
You
I didn't
handed
know
it to me in an envelope.
Yeah, it was very good. And this next one will probably be the same. Can't trust anyone. So that's my star. Wish is going to be for... there's a couple things I want. Somebody else is gonna. I'm gonna say the wish is for whoever it might be, for Mr. Hailstrom to find love, because that man is not my favorite.
Yay! Mr. Hailstrom.
And yeah, at the Kraken's Crown, you can find me on the internet, all over the place, Twitch and Twitter, and my schedule's pinned to my to top of my Twitter. And like I said, top, I run Neon Souls tomorrow. It's a Cypher game. Come join us for that at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and then join our Discord, because on Saturday we're going to be dropping the link officially to our GGK Worlds Discord, which is going to replace our guild, which has been kind of inactive for a while. It's going to be a 24/7 roleplay Discord. There's a lot of things going on right now. There's a D&D kind of city sim pirate Redwall fishing sim fantasy.
You
game
literally
that's
only
going
had
on.
to say one thing, in that there's a fishing minigame.
It's mostly devolved into the fishing meta is high right now.
Everyone's just fishing.
Everyone's just fishing.
Come fish with
Um,
us.
So come fish with us. that's what I'm gonna rename the server to. Come fish with us. So anyway, that's what I'm up to. That's it.
Savvy.
It's me. Hello. I am Savvy, and I have many stars and many wishes. But I'm going to give my star to Val. In building off the star that they gave to Sid for the wrench that was thrown in, because I think the handling of the wrench that was thrown in RP with the sort of turn the turn that they made and the handling of that was very well done and felt very real to me, and I enjoyed it a lot. And also it makes my life more difficult, but y'all know I like that kind of thing. So, but no, I thought it was some really, really, really choice roleplay. So that's my star. My wish. I have so many. Now I'm laughing at chat. This is you saying I zoned out for a second, then everyone was talking about fishing. We'll tell you on Discord. My wish is for, I think it's probably inevitable at this point, but my wish is for the Avalon breaking point, in which they just have to confront Jessamine, regardless of whether or not they find any evidence about what's going on.
It's a comment.
So that is my wish, because I think it's gonna be intense. Also, I just ordered elbow length gloves. Nobody at me.
Don't worry, I already did.
It's RJ's fault.
They're Briar.
RJ?
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJ622 on Twitter and Twitch. And I'll normally tweet when I'm going live with any games that I play with these doofuses or any other people. Stars. Alex's portrayal of Morgan is every single fucking time I die a little bit inside.
If anything happens to her, I will kill everyone and kill myself.
She's literally my favorite character in anything ever.
Oh my god.
Man.
I love
Jarvis doesn't even know this child, but he will murder for her. A tip that Jarvis...
Jessamine could come to him. Something's happened to Morgan. Who? Morgan. Oh, shit.
Avalon's little sister. There's a scene in my head that just was like, if Jarvis ever meets her and then he's teaching them something, it's, listen, Morgan, if you ever need to hide a body, hide them underneath a mandragora plant. Because, one, it's illegal to harvest them because they're exotic, and two, they have a defense mechanism where if you pull them out, they will literally scream until the person who pulled them out dies.
How do you get the body under them in the first place?
There's something called digging your own grave.
I regret inviting you here.
But I'm teaching her practical life skills.
And I'm going to lose my job.
More
Bless
of that
you.
next time.
Morgan, you don't tell anyone that you've listened to a word he said.
Is that Mr. Hawke?
Just Homer fading into the bush.
It's the new gardener! Go, get the fuck out of here.
Hi, my name is Theophilus Wilmont.
Oh. Wow.
Oh.
No. Wishes. Jarvis
I've got
meets
red
Morgan.
hair, and I hear you like that kind of thing.
Don't at me, woman. Yeah, but wishes. Jarvis meets Morgan and basically adopts her.
Jarvis meets Morgan. We can make that happen, I think. Alex.
I think part of me wants to... The one that's coming most to mind is Savvy writing to herself for making me realize I have the power to do that myself, and then seeing all of your reactions as I was Bernie writing to Morgan. Which feels like a roundabout way of giving myself the star, which is not the intent, but...
You deserve it.
Yeah.
Give
If
yourself a
anything,
star.
Give yourself a star.
Oh, you
Frame
did a
it
good job.
as
Give it.
Seeing your reactions to that bit, it gives me so much joy. And then wish. I mean, yeah, again, this is maybe slightly self-serving, but for Morgan to get more involved in the ongoing shenanigans. She's a young lady about to come out in society, so might be about that time.
Jessamine will back this play. Just putting that out there in the universe.
Oh, and where I am on the internet, OMG, it's some guy on the internet, mostly here Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm Christina Sid. I've been facilitating this evening. You can find me on the Twitters at GreekSid. I'll be on the Unsouls tomorrow playing Impulse, who is in everyone's business, and it's amazing. My star goes to RJ for just effortlessly inserting as many season 1 Easter eggs as he possibly could this evening, and it made me very happy. Thank you. And my wish. I think my wish is for someone to become royalty. Yeah. I think we can make it happen. On that note,
It's gonna be me.
we can all become royalty. Every single one of us. I'm talking to you. For real, I believe in you. On that note, thank you so much for joining us this evening, everybody. We will be back with this game in 2 weeks. Come hang out with us tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. We have games all the time. We're just hanging out, playing games, being cool people. That's what we do here on GGK. But until next time, a good game and good night, Internet.